Hello, and welcome to the Mind Moment session. I'm Cindy Brockway, and I'm so glad you're here. And I just wanted to let you know that I know what it feels like to be driven, passionate, and deeply committed to your work while secretly feeling a bit exhausted or maybe overwhelmed or just craving a little bit more balance. I know because I have been there. And we all know that the world tells us that success requires hustle. That's what it's all about. They always want us to push harder, to do more, to keep proving ourselves. But I know that that is not the best way to go through life. It can be very depleting and it can leave us feeling disillusioned. So, what I like to focus on for success is seeing if we can figure out how to create success that feels lighter and more aligned and even more peaceful. That's possible. And I want to tell you a little bit about where I'm coming from. But before we get started, I want us to do a quick reality check. So think about these three questions and let me know what you think. Okay. The first one is, do you ever feel like there's just never enough time in the day? Time to get everything done that you want to get done or that needs to get done, and not even thinking about some of the things that you'd like to do, but you keep putting them on the back burner. Do you ever feel that way? How about feeling guilty when you try to rest a little bit or maybe take a break? Or do you ever feel like you're just treading water and you're going about the motions and you're just doing all the things, but yet you feel like you're just not making progress in the areas that really matter to you? Well, if you feel that way, you're not alone. There's a lot of us that feel that way. And when we think about those questions and we mull over those questions, we find ourselves in a cycle of exhaustion. So when we feel like we're frustrated or we're overdoing it, but we don't know any other way, we feel like there's no other option. And don't feel like that's just you. It is our culture. And we live in a world that celebrates busyness no matter what. Have you felt that way? Have you noticed that? That staying busy, being productive, always, getting out there, doing the things, that becomes more important than well-being in so many circles. And I believe it's because somewhere along the way, we were taught that we're not doing the things, we're not being successful if we are not pushing harder, trying to go above and beyond what is expected of us. We always feel like we're not doing enough to get to that ideal place, whatever it is that we want to connect to. In many workplaces, if you want to slow down or put some boundaries in place or maybe set some limits on your time, they think that you're breaking the rules, basically, that you're not a team player. That's what I've been told before when I tried to bring things into balance or into harmony for me personally. You're not a team player. Hmm. But the truth is, no matter what they say, the bottom line is for you and me, real success isn't about doing more. No matter what they tell you, no matter what it looks like, it's really about doing what truly matters. And that's why I created the Mind Moments approach that I use. And it is an approach that's going to give high achievers like you and me just simple, practical ways to break free from this constant hustle, from this burnout cycle, this frustration cycle that we often find ourselves in. We can, wade through all that without sacrificing our success. In fact, when we learn how to shift how we approach our work and our energy, we actually become more effective and more fulfilled in the process. So let's talk a little bit about what is the Mind Moments approach. Well, MIND is an acronym, M-I-N-D, and it's based on four core principles that I want to tell you about. And each of these principles are designed to help you shift from that burnout zone or um, feeling like you're doing things, you're always wanting to please other people, to balance where it feels natural to do the things you're doing and it's sustainable so that you can continue to do the things that you feel good about and that make a difference. So let's break it down by each of the letters in the acronym MIND, M-I-N-D. The first one is magical gratitude. And gratitude challenges us to look at things differently. So when we start paying attention to what's going right, what we want to do, and how we want to put our best foot forward rather than kind of working and stressing out about the things that we haven't been able to get done or that don't feel quite right with us, then we create more mental space to think clearly and to enjoy what we're doing in life. So the first part is that magical gratitude. The next one is intentional moments. So these are things where we focus on our time and our energy, and we recognize that they are limited. You can't be expanding yourself or expending yourself over and over and over again without feeling the downside from it. So it really does matter where you put that energy and that time. Being able to take mindful moments, a mindful pause, even just a few seconds to tune in to what you need in the moment before you start diving into all these things for other people. Just take a little bit of that time for yourself is going to help you stay in control instead of letting what's going on around you control you and what you do. So it's those intentional moments that let you kind of hone in and focus on what is most valuable for you and your aspirations. The next one is N, which is nourishing connections. Success isn't built just about what we do, all these little tasks, these things we do. It's really about its impact that it has on the people around us. So that's why it's so important to build relationships that support and restore ourselves, in addition to these things that we do for other people. So it's nourishing those connections with others, but just as importantly is nourishing our relationship with ourselves, our connection with ourselves, because that is just as important. And then the last one is D, which is deeper compassion. And this is just taking time to stop judging yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself. Just like you offer compassion to a friend, a colleague, to a family member, being able to show yourself that same amount of grace is going to help you let go of that exhaustion and stay aligned with what truly matters to you, your values, your purpose, and for me, my faith. That's an important piece for me. So when we think about these four elements that make up the foundation of the mind moments approach, they sound simple, but when we practice them consistently, they create profound transformation. You see a difference if you do it consistently. So let's break it down with a quick exercise to see exactly what I'm talking about. So, wherever you're at right now, I'd like for you to take a deep breath, to let go of your to-do list, all the expectations that are going on around you, expectations that your family may have for you, your boss, and even the own expectations you put on yourself. Those pressures, I want you just to let go of them right now and just breathe, breathe in and out, letting go of those, and then asking yourself, what do I need most right now? What will help me feel grounded, clear, and energized in this moment? Before I move on to all of the expectations that other people have for me, what is it right now that you that will help you to feel more grounded, clear, and energized? And then you act upon that. Make that a priority for you before you get started on all that stuff for other people. This is just a tiny pause. It's what I call a mind moment. So, taking this mind moment and using it as a tool throughout the day can make a world of difference. Think about clarity and how it feels to really be clear on what you want to do and what your next step needs to be. But keep in mind that this clarity, it does not come from the chaos. So if you are constantly doing all the things and you're not taking time, you're not using these mind moments to your advantage, then you're not creating a space for what truly matters to you. The important piece is for you to make room for you and allow yourself to slow up so that you can move forward with your best energy, ideas, and focus. That's how these mind moments work. They're little things that you do every single day to support you. And that way, your energy, your ideas, your focus, they fall into place. And it feels so much more sustainable. So, what I'd like to do is share with you just a little bit about myself. When I was moving into being more mindful and intentional and the things I did, it wasn't just about overcoming burnout because you can sometimes overcome burnout just by taking a vacation or stepping away for a few days and coming back. But it was listening to a deeper calling. My faith plays a huge role in my life and in my work, and I just wanted to embrace the idea that we're not in here doing this all by ourselves. We don't have to struggle with all this alone. And when you can surrender to the idea that you don't have to do everything um, with your own strength, you can tap into your relationships, tap into your faith, then you will start experiencing so much more clarity and peace. It just gives yourself that opportunity to tap into that inner strength. It's already there, or you wouldn't have gotten as far as you've gotten in life. It's there. We just need to tap into it more consistently. So, this is why I'm pretty passionate about helping high achieving professionals reclaim their time and energy and clarity. Because I know that we can grow our business without losing ourselves in the process. We can grow in our careers without losing ourselves in the process. We can serve others and still lead with our own well being. It's not either or, it can go together. And it starts with making these small intentional shifts every day, using these mind moments to keep you going. So, what I want to do is challenge you over the next 24 hours. I want you to take one intentional mind moment that we talked about here, the gratitude, the intentional moments, nourishing connections, deeper compassion. Choose one of those that kind of spoke to you. And then I want you to pause, get in some of that deep breathing. And before you jump into whatever the next task is for the next 24 hours, utilize a mind moment first, just a moment before you tackle whatever the next project is. Check in with yourself. Before you say yes to anything that's going on, check in with yourself and see what you need to keep you grounded and protect your energy. And then don't forget to spend at least a few seconds in gratitude instead of rushing on to the next thing. You'll find that this one small shift, even implementing one of these mind moments, can start a ripple effect. And you'll see a difference in your energy as you're moving forward. And if you're ready to go deeper, I'd love to invite you to consider the Mind Moments community. It's a space where I share practical strategies to help you build a life and a business that feel truly aligned. So I want to thank you for spending time with me today, and I can't wait to hear how you create space for your own mind moments.